Hey guys, welcome to the video instructions for the budget planning monthly template. So with your download, you'll be receiving this PDF document, and the next few pages go through what the 50-30-20 rule is and how that works, what is a dynamic report. So everything in here is custom built with formulas and logic and calculations to do all the math and analysis for you. So the only information that you'll need to input is anything in this light orange color, and we're going to go through that. Each month will have its own tab in here, broken out separately. These are the setup instructions, which is basically what I'm talking about in this video, and then we'll go through each tab in real life. So first thing you're going to do is, in order to access this sheet, you will need a Google account, and you can sign up for free at google.com. You just have to create an account. At that point, you would then come down here and select the link and then go to make a copy. Okay, so this is what yours would look like. Right now it looks very empty and none of the graphs are populating. Is because we don't have any information in here. So I'm going to go to one that already has data in there. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to scroll over to the tab and go to budget setup. So this is something that you'll only need to do once. So basically you'll be defining your categories in column C, like mortgage or rent, if you have car payment, your car insurance, and then you're going to define it as a need or a want. Needs are anything that you can't necessarily cut back on, like grocery or mortgage payment or electric, and then a want is something that isn't necessary for a lifestyle, and then that would be like, subscriptions, dining out, entertainment, things like that. Then you're going to put in your estimated budget dollars per month. Then on the net income tab, this is where you're going to input all of the money coming in, essentially. So each month you have about 5 different placeholders. If you are a dual income household, you can put your income, your partner's income, and if you guys have any additional side income, that's where you'd fill out all this information. And then if you're a salaried employee, you can just input it for the entire year. This was just done in a manual way because sometimes people get raises or change jobs, and I wanted to be able to give you that ability to change it every month. And then also include in here your annual savings goal. You can change this as it goes, but this is just something to kind of aspire to throughout the year. And then the only other tab you would have to fill out is the expenses tab. So whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, this is where you would input all of your recurring expenses. So this column C would just be a general description, just kind of so you can understand what it is, the amount, and then from the category definitions that you input, you would then select the drop down and choose which of those is the category. And then you would also include the month of purchase. And then the last piece, after every time you update it, which is very important because this is what's feeding a lot of calculations within the document, is the last day that you've updated it. So if you updated it on 5/6, this is where you would input that information. And once that's done, that's pretty much it. The rest of the document talks to itself. And so we'll start with the budget dashboard. And this will update your total for the year to date based on the last completed month. So we have 5/6 as our last day of update. So this will be accurate for January through April. If you had your last update in August, it would be January through July. This down here just has your month to date. So through last input was May 6th. So far, this is how much you've spent, and this is how much is remaining in your budget, and this will update as you fill out the document. And then the year-to-date information is basically telling you, all right, throughout this year, 80% of your net income has been spent on needs, 16 on wants, and you're tracking with a 4.5% savings rate, which currently is not in par with the recommended 20%. So this is just gives you that summary, that insights and actions immediately. The top 5 categories that we'll list out are based on what you're overspending in. So that means that in vehicle expenses, in this example, I am having more expenses than I am budgeted. So this just gives you those specific categories that you should kind of like watch because you're overspending your budget. And based on that overall annual savings goal, this will tell you if you are on track to hit that particular goal or not. And then this right here is your investment information. So if you invested your savings, which hopefully you guys are doing, based on the fact that you don't have high interest debt and you have an emergency fund, this gives you that general idea of if you were to invest on average, you're saving about $216 a month. If you were to invest that at the same rate for the next 10 years, you'd have $40,000. The next 20 years, you'd have $127,000. So this just gives you further encouragement to invest. And then this just lays out your month to date and your year to date, what you're currently in the month of May is happening, how much you have with your needs, how much your trending savings rate is. And as you go through the month, this will become less and less and less because you're going to be spending more. So this is just a way for you to kind of see, if it's 20 days past the first and you're hitting a 5% savings rate, then you're not going to hit that 20% for the year or for the month. And year to date just gives that annual view of how you're tracking. Again, back on the savings rate because it's the most important thing from your budgeting, seeing how it's trending through the year and seeing like, okay, obviously in March we had a 15% savings rate. So what are we doing different? What did we do differently in April? Why it was down so much? And this is a visual piece on which categories you are overspending, which is these 5 up here. So what this is saying is we have in the other category, we have $400 budgeted, but so far this year we've spent $763. So that's an opportunity to start dialing it back into other, and then vehicle expenses, which sometimes you can't really help, and then any other thing that could pop up. And then this total, so across all the categories for each month, this tells you if you are overspending on your budget. So if a red instance pops up here, that means that you overspent. So in February, I overspent by $80, and in April, I overspent by $318. And then the blue bars are telling you what your expenses were. And then this one right here, again, is just summing all of the category expenses and showing you what your budget versus what the actual payment came out to be and the difference. So you can see, again, we're overspending in a particular amount of categories. And so, again, that's just another opportunity for you to try to like dial back on that. And then in addition to all of this, you then have each month listed out. So if you're saying, okay, what did I do in March that I have a 15% savings rate, then you could go to March and kind of get that additional information. But this is listing out each category, again, what the budget, what the actual was, and then this feeds into this customized pivot table, which is already created. You do not have to do anything in order for this to populate. So this is showing you the breakdown of the purchase items by category. So this has basically everything that gets listed out, and then it's also ranked by descending order, so you can see which ones were more expensive payments that month and kind of see if there's any opportunity to like adjust for the following. And then that lists it all out for each month. And then the budget dashboard is like the executive summary of everything. And that's pretty much all you have to do. I do just want to reiterate that the only 3 tabs that need information from you are the budget setup, defining your category, needs and wants, dollars per month, inputting your net income in this field, adding your annual savings goal, and then weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, filling out the description, amount, category, and month of purchase. And that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful time utilizing the budget template. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Thank you. Bye.